Okay.
All right, so my apprentice Brian is about to knock on the door and play the part of an arriving guest. I'm going to demonstrate how we can claim the area around the door. And so now when we do this, we don't want to rush the door. I'm going to walk in a very casual way. If we rush the door, then that's kind of telling the dogs that, you know, whoever's at the door is making me upset. So when we do this, the best way to do this is to practice with our friends and family members. Have them text you or call you when they're on their way home. Don't have them, there we go. All right, so if you want to, there we go. Maybe, there we go, perfect. No, I'm gonna get it, buddy. If you can come over here for me, buddy. I need you to come over here real quick, because all the candy bars are hidden over there.
Easton, come here, buddy.
Now when I go to the door, right now they're being somewhat more subdued than they normally are, but the excitement hasn't entered. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in front, I'm gonna walk it back. I'm gonna pick on him first. I'm not picking on him, but he's the target dog. So I'm going to move him back first. I'm keeping my hips pointed towards him. Now Brian's not doing this intentionally because I want him to make it harder. Now when I go back to get the second dog, if I turn around like this, he will be more inclined to come up in front of me. So I'm going to walk backwards and keep my hips here.
Where'd all the hidden candy?
And I get behind him and then I walk towards him and do the same thing. Don't try to get both dogs at the same time. They'll work against you. Now that we got them across the line, we have all sorts of media coming. So I have to enforce it. Now you might want to put down painter's tape or masking tape temporarily so they know exactly where the line is because you have the same flooring. Now when I walk backwards, I take one step and I pause and I read the dogs. Are they staying in place or moving away? If they are, then I can take another step backwards. But if I just walk back, that's going to cause them to come forward. So I want to stop in between each step and read them. As soon as he crosses the line, I rush towards him. As soon as he gets on that side line, I stop. That's how we communicate. That's what the line is that we want you to respect. So I take a big step back and I wait. He stays in place. Take another step back, wait. Now when I get to the door, we have triggers, things that cause the dog to come forward. I'm going to show you the first one. I'm going to do it just by itself. So you see the ears come forward because this precedes the door opening. Next same thing here. So I want to help them practice each individual step before I actually open the door. Now when I go to open it, I'm going to go ahead and open it like this, just an inch, make sure they stay in place if they do. Then I'm going to step forward as I open it so that they are, whatever the guest is still under my protection because they're preceded behind me. Then they stayed in place and I take another step backwards. I'm going to jiggle this hand. I'm going to ask Brian to come on in. Now I'm going to invite my guest in. I'm inviting...
Stop, doggy. Stop. Sit.
That's okay.
Sit.
Now he's moving away because I think the touch is kind of what alarmed him and woke him up. So maybe we can do it without a touch. Now eventually you'll be able to get to the point where they will understand. That's awesome. So he just sat down right there.
Marley.
Now normally we don't want to open our door with our butt facing our guests. But that's why we do it with where it's friends and family members, so they understand what's going on. Then I can come back if I want, and I walk back in a measured way, and let's say this is a family member, I want to give them a hug. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming and visiting. I'm keeping my hips pointed at the dogs. And you see, now they've moved away. So they get to see who it is, but the distance demotes or just takes a little bit of that excitement away and helps them better control themselves. Like I said, after a while, they're going to sit right here and wait, and you're going to answer by yourself. People are going to say, your dogs are so well behaved. What did you do? And you're like, well, I just trained them to stand behind the line. Actually, what you should say is, well, we have doggone problems coming up, and that's what they're care of. All right, so we're going to reset this exercise. We're going to do it again so the guardian can actually answer the door himself.